one more, as you can see, we're like for the past couple of sessions, we're really not doing a lot of programming in this class, but that's going to change right now. Another very delicate and important part here is when we design our application, right? So we want to do this application for the elevator system or something else, right? We would naturally remember that we have things such as user interface, the business tier or data tier. Anything that reflects business rules specific to the business domain that we're working with, I like to call business tier, right? Business tier, essentially a set of objects which are responsible for carrying out, all the business rules, and of course persistence tier, where we think about the persistent storage and what objects are directly responsible for interacting with this system and both read and write information. Right. So when we think about these user interface tier, business tier, persistence tier, at least these three. Right, there could be also networking aspect of it and other layers of separation that you might want to think about. What I'm thinking now is that if we take an example of Java, right, say Java application, we can use separate packages, right? So we can say package. UI will be our package for containment of all objects, like the swing, for instance. If we use swing, we can use swing classes to create objects working for user interface. Then of course we can call it we can use some sort of abbreviation of our system to name the package to where all the business tier will exist, and of course there will be a separate package here. So packages do separate. And of course, you know that in Java, if you look at the file system, or classes that belong to different packages will be positioned in separate subdirectories, even on your file system, which is sort of convenient to keep track of where what belongs where. But then, how do you cross the line here most effectively in terms of how do you really keep these objects absolutely independent? Like if this is an object and that's too much of what I wanted. Right, if I just wanted to kind of highlight something right here, right? So if I have this object here which belongs to the persistence tier that works with my database or with my file system, how do I kind of truly separate it and keep it independent from right here works, right? So if I have another object over here in the business tier, and essentially this one wants to interact with this one, right? So they want to interact, they know about each other's existence, and they want to interact. Maybe even this object creates this object in order to do work with the database and then retrieves the information from it. But what does it mean to cross this line, and how do we truly separate things? And this is where the idea of interfaces, right? And in fact, interface is a keyword in Java, right? The interface keyword exists in Java. And we say that to really modularize the software system, it is extremely beneficial to program not against classes, not against objects, but actually against formalized interfaces. And so let me simply run the demonstration of it so that you begin to realize the two different approaches. All right. So this is, I already started my NetBeans for the sake of this demonstration, right? So I'm just simply going to say, let me see what I have on this list. Nothing, which is perfect. File, new project, just very quickly, we'll call it, let me just jump on next screen. So we have it positioned over here. So 260. So we'll say this is week 4 demo, I guess. And yes, I will use a main class in this initial setup main app, right? Very simple. Finish, right? So this will create my main class, and while this is all getting started, what I would like to do is I would like to jump to the presentation of week 2, I think, or whatever week that was, where we talked about object-oriented paradigm and the usefulness of objects. So I'm just going to jump to the handout where I can quickly scroll up and down. And here's this stack class example. So I'm actually going to download this class, just basically copy and paste, if you will, and start using it as a prototype for what I'm trying to do. Okay, so here's my main, right? So I will just get in here and then just keep it short so that we all can see most of my screen. So this is our main app. So in our main app, it's actually what I'm planning for is that I will have an ability to say double I don't know, price, right? Equals 1995, something like that, right? And then I would like to be able to say something like this: stack double. This is an object, stack double, which I will have in my system. Simply call it a stack equals new stack double. Right, so new stack double, and construct it like this, and then I should be able to say stack temporarily take this value from me, right? Take my price. I want to preserve this price temporarily. Then I want to change my price to say it equals whatever it is plus that price divided by 100 and multiplied by 5, something like that, which would be like 5% of tax or something, whatever, right? Then I want to say system dot out dot print, be able to print this thing, print line, and print something like the price is, right, and display what this is, which is the price right here, right? Do this, and then I want to restore the original value, right? So it's convenient for me to be able to rely on some kind of a stack where I can simply say then price equals stack, I guess pop will do in that specific demo version that we have, right? And now I can continue to use the original value. So stacks, the idea of a stack is essentially it's a place to temporarily store something and then get it back, right? It's especially convenient if I had more than one double, such as price, in this thing, and I wanted to save, like, for instance, I could have had something like this, a double tax rate, right? And say 5.0, okay? And then maybe instead of hard-coded 5 right here, I could have used some kind of tax rate, variable. And so, likewise, I could have preserved both, right? And both price and tax rate. So that's really convenient, right? So then if I wanted to restore the values, of course, I need to remember to do this in the opposite order, because the stack is such that whatever value is at the top of it, right? So I think I tried doing it. Maybe just a quick demo here is that, of course, the stack that I'm trying to picture is, saving the values like in this stack arrangement, such as that it's like first in and last out, because if I have this price, right? Price. A double, which was 1995, it gets stored over here, 1995, right? And I also had tax rate, right, which was 5.0, and that's another thing I place over here in order for me to, so this is the way they were deposited, right, in this order, but if I want to restore them from the stack, right, when I'm done, I need to get the last one first. So we say that it's first in, last out, the Philo type of container, where this is the order in which the elements are inserted and retrieved. So obviously the last thing will be retrieved first when you say pop the value out of it, because the philosophy of the stack is that it's only the top element, the last element, is available to be retrieved or used. Okay, so that's the idea, right? So I have this idea of a stack, and luckily I have this handout where I have the whole thing written up, right? So, okay, so just say Control-C, I can copy and paste, right? What I can do is, let me actually create the class through my project, just for the sake of convenience, and just say new class, right? And I named it stack double, right? Stack double. Okay, so very well, then I will just create the object. Again, I will just get rid of some of these Java docs just to provide us with some space to see the code on my screen. And then I'll just like take the internals of this from here to here and copy and paste into this class. Of course, I need to change the name of the class, so because I wanted to, since it's really a stack of doubles, I want to name it accordingly, and this is the way. I think that's pretty much all I need to change. So everything else should be fine, right? So let me see if I should be able to run it, and it's basically kind of trivial thing to run, but I just want to check all the syntax, and of course it prints with this like a crazy a number of precision, but that's okay, right? So I can work on my format later on and everything. Right now I'm just trying to focus on the idea of this stack as a temporary storage and how useful it is, and I find it to be useful in my application. But then here's an idea. At some point I noticed that there is this sort of limitation that either it's creating this, by the way, this would be essentially default size, right? Default size of the stack, and it could have been declared here as, we can make it public static final, which makes it constant, equals 100, which is kind of strange number to make a decision about. But anyway, so this may be what I want to do. So the default size would be this thing, static. Oh, I have to specify the type, right? So it's an int. All right. Okay. So so here, but since this is totally based off of Java array, right, which has its own limitations, is that whatever default size was chosen remains unchangeable, right? Once the array object is created by new over here, right? So we say storage, which is an array of doubles. Once you create it as new and you say how big you want it to be, for instance, this default constructor makes it of a, you know, the storage size there is only for 100 elements. So if I find that inflexible, I want to be able to maybe rewrite it the following way, right? So I want to go to my, I say, all right, I seem to have already used stack double, so how about I move on and create another class which I will make more flexible, and then I'm going to start using it. Okay, so I'm just going back to my project and say new Java class, right? And I can say, now this time I'll say stack double, how about this, dynamic. This is not necessarily I would want to name my objects, but for the sake of demonstration, stack dynamic stack double, right? Kind of that kind of name. All right. So I just actually want to make it more dynamic, so I will say, okay, can I do this? Yes, I can probably do some of the rewrites, but for the most part, it's going to be exactly the same, except that I want to get rid of the array and use maybe array list, right? So it's kind of trivial for the most part, hopefully.